floor, ma'am. Go ahead, ma'am.
Yes, sir. Yes, good senator. Pardon me for that because we also have a hearing to the public plenary session today at 1 p.m. So let me,
Noted, thank
sir.
you.
Thank you so much, sir, for acknowledging me. Let me give my position paper. I sent it already to your email, sir. My position paper on Senate Bill 1395, Senate Resolutions 29, 182, and 734, sir. So for the Senate Bill number 1395, I am very much thankful that you have mentioned a while ago that it is already going to be taken up next week by the good Senator Angara. And we hope that we will also be sent an invitation because we have some recommendations on the provisions therein. And we fully support the compensation bill that it be approved as soon as possible because a House version, Senator Bato, has already been passed last 2 weeks ago. So for Senate Resolution number 29, 182, and 734, we recommend that Senate Resolution number 734 be amended, Mr. Chair, because on February 22, 2021, upon my office public consultation in aid of legislation as a member of the Parliament, one of the participants raised a concern regarding land dispute. According to the participant, she has all the legal documents that will prove that her family is the legal owner of a particular piece of land to which a public infrastructure has been built in the most affected area. Apparently, she claims that her family and herself has been deprived of the said land without due process of law. Now, the Land Dispute Resolution Committee that was mentioned, Mr. Chair, in Senate Resolution 734 pertains only to disputes between private owners. However, with the discovery of this incident during my public consultation with the IDPs, it makes us it is incumbent upon us, upon the government, to create or include in the jurisdiction of the Land Dispute Resolution Committee or LDRC the provision for expansion, if possible, for land-related disputes between the government and private owners. Mr. Chair, that's for 734 Senate Resolution. For Senate Resolution 29, authored by the good Senator Ralph Recto, which seeks to ensure Marawi residents affected by the siege shall benefit from the programs, several resource persons have also raised during our consultation last February. The following are the issues, Mr. Chair. Regarding the financial assistance to rebuild, there are many who have already acquired building permits, as mentioned a while ago by the good mayor, as well as our good secretary. However, they cannot begin to rebuild because they do not have the money to build. They are requesting that the government offer direct financial assistance enough to repair and rebuild their private properties. Because what good is a permit if they do not have the money to rebuild? And this amount be directly coursed to them since they feel that the financial assistance which will be going to them might be lost in translation sometimes. They express that their wish to the government not to make the process for financial assistance program too complicated. Mr. Chair. Regarding the real estate tax, which my colleague in the parliament also raised, one of the concerns is on the payment of real estate tax as a prerequisite to return. Some participants mentioned being asked to pay 230,000 pesos. However, since they have been IDPs for a long time, they are troubled as they do not know where they are expected to get that amount. They are being jobless and we are in the midst of pandemic. They requested having another round of tax amnesty to the good mayor of Marawi City, or at least postpone payment of the taxes until they have already returned. Regarding number three, the assistance from the government. All of the participants during the public consultation agreed that instead of relief goods, the most important help that they could receive from the government is to aid them in the exercise of the right to return. We understand that sectors 1 to 3 is now open for rebuilding. However, 4, 5, 6 will be open according to the good Secretary Del Rosario, and we anticipate that we be invited also to witness that opening of sectors 4, 5, 6, and 7. Reclamation of private property, that's the number 4 issue, Mr. Chair. Currently, the Grand Padian project of LGU Marawi is being constructed over Sabala, Manao. without consultation nor consent of the land and homeowners. That is the allegation. They appealed to the office of the city mayor, presenting their land titles and deeds. However, they were ignored and told that their titles might be fake. So this is another source of discontentment also on the part of the IDPs regarding reclamation of private property. The fifth one is discrimination, Mr. Chair. The participants, the resource persons, during the consultation said that their stay in the shelters outside the Bangsamoro, they face discrimination, accusations, as well as death threats. They also feel as if they are being discriminated by some leaders. Either they are treated as beggars, given false promises, or are ignored. They feel as if their situation is only being taken advantage of during election time. One example is of a form of discrimination that they faced, according to the IDP, is that some survivors who are not Muslims of the siege received 200,000 pesos, while those who have lost relatives who are dead receives nothing. Regarding this, they raised regarding the missing and the dead that there was an IDP, there were many IDPs who lost their parents, siblings, loved ones, and family relatives who died during the siege or still unaccounted for. Despite this fact, it's been 4 years, and the participants expressed frustration of how the city health officer refused to sign the death certificate of these missing and lost loved ones, and them therefore hindering them from obtaining assistance or closure. Mr. Chair, there are other issues that were raised, particularly on the temporary shelter, regarding the upkeep and caretaker provision on electricity, waters, and roads. Maybe we can also look at how the temporary shelters are being taken care of. Also, the Katanor program, Mr. Chair, this program is very vital for them to be identified as IDP. Some of them were not included, and they hope that there be another round of Katanor so that those who are not included will be included. Finally, the 52 million sale from the debris, the money that has been placed in trust fund of the IDPs, express the position that this trust fund be not touched without the consent of the IDPs, as the amount is not owned by a single person, but this debris represent all those whose houses were demolished in ground zero. In conclusion, Mr. Chair, right to know can be achieved through proper documentation. Right to justice can be achieved by giving legal aid to the IDPs. The guarantee of non-recurrence of this siege must be done through institutional reforms and addressing violent extremism at its root. The guarantee of reparation must be through the payment of just compensation and by fast-tracking the rehabilitation of Marawi. We thank the PFBM that they have already set a deadline on December 2021, as was promised by the President that before he steps down, the Marawi Rehabilitation will be completed and the IDPs will be allowed to return. Finally, the truest desire of every IDP, Mr. Chair, good Senator, is more than aid, money, or food, but their truest desire is to return. Every IDP that we talk to wishes to return to their homeland and their birthplace. The participants express a general air of hopelessness, anger, and frustration. They feel as if they can no longer turn to their very own leaders. They express their support to the national government and Bangsamoro government that they be supported and their only hope to finally return be realized. Thank you very much, Mr. Chair, and we wish the TFBM, God bless, and also this good senator to support us in allowing the IDP to return. Finally, before the president, as he promised, before he steps down in office. Thank you very much, Mr. Chair.
Thank you, Ma'am, Member of Parliament, May Sara Latiph.